What's green, loaded with phytonutrients, and grows within 3 to 5 days? Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Donna, and I am on a mission to heal the earth, one person at a time. Today we're going to talk about sprouts, whether you buy them in the store or grow them yourself. Sprouting is a moment in a plant's life where it's full of energy and vitality. It's one of the most high vibrational foods you can include in your diet. They're full of vitamins, minerals, enzymes, and phytonutrients. Let me show you how I include them in my life and how I sprout them from scratch. So this is a kit I got on Amazon many years ago, and I know that you can do your sprouting in mason jars with a cheesecloth and all that, but for me a kit was easier. It came with instructions. It told me exactly what seeds to soak for how long, how many days, and it just really worked for me. So let me show you what came in the kit. First, you have your instructions. Always need those. These are great. It gives you how many tablespoons to soak, how many days to let them sprout, and so really good suggestions in there. Then it came with 4 covers, stands, soaking trays. So this item doubles as a lot, and you have 4 of them in the kit. We have the growing trays, which actually have some little tiny holes here at the bottom that lets the water seep out, and as they get more, I guess as they grow taller, you have these different sized holes on the side that you can just drain the water out of there. It also came with 1 bag of organic alfalfa seeds, and as you can see I haven't used them all yet because what I didn't want to just grow alfalfa, so I actually went ahead and bought a kit of sprouting seeds. So in here, and I'm going to put a link to both the kit and to these seeds down below so that you can go ahead and get it for yourself if you want to give it a try. But in this sprouting seed kit, tons, we have a bean salad sprouting mix, broccoli sprouting seed, alfalfa sprouting seed, which as you can see I haven't opened it because I haven't even finished that one. Mung bean sprouting seed, those are great in stir fries. Buckwheat sprouting seed, 5-part salad sprouting mix, which is alfalfa, radish, mung bean, lentil, and broccoli. Then we have daikon radish sprouting seed, and then the 3 that we're going to talk about today is a 3-part salad sprouting mix, which is alfalfa, radish, and broccoli, green lentil, and clover. So I really like the idea of having more seeds than just the alfalfa, just to kind of get a taste and liven up my salads. I have been known to stuff them inside a pita pocket or make a nice tomato and sprout salad, or I should say tomato and sprout sandwich. You can do stir fries, you can do, you can put them in coleslaw. There's so many different things you can do with them, so I'll include some serving suggestions down below. Oh, and by the way, speaking of down below, if you like the content of today's video, please click the subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. Okay, so the first thing you have to do is decide which type of seed you want to sprout first. So for today's demonstration, we're going to sprout some clover seeds. So on the back right here it says soak 2 to 3 tablespoons of seed for 6 to 8 hours. What I normally do is put about 2 tablespoons in the bin or in the soaking tray and cover it with water and cover it with another cover. You can use a dishcloth if you want, but I tend to just stack them up and just leave it overnight. And then when I wake up in the morning, I can start rinsing. So let's go ahead and put our 2 tablespoons of clover in the soaking tray. Easy enough. Put that to the side and then we'll get our water. And they say usually 2 to 3 parts of water per tablespoon. I just kind of eyeball it. I've been doing it enough now that I know how to do it. And then I'm going to take one of the covers and just cover it. Now that's going to sit overnight. And I'll show you something that I am sprouting now. So this happens to be the lentils. So if you can see that really closely, they're starting to get little tails. And all I do is put water, actually hold them under my faucet, fill it maybe halfway full with water and let it drain out. And I do that about 2 to 3 times a day. And for about 3, the lentil's going to be a little bit more, but the clover it's going to be about 3 days, and you'll see it. You'll see when they start to really grow. Here is a sample of the 3-part salad sprouting mix. So as you can see, that's really grown quite well. And this actually is, I think, maybe 4 or 5 days old. So you can see that right there, that's where all those phytonutrients are, all that goodness, right there. There were some additional steps that I wanted to point out to you. So when they're in what the lentils are in now, which is their sprouting stage, you're going to want to make sure they remain covered after you've rinsed them. So what I do is, after I rinse and let the water drain out, I take one of the covers that are upside down and place it right on the cover. There's grooves in here so that it won't slip, and any excess water will just get caught there. And then I take another cover and just go ahead and place that on top and then set it on my counter. So that's a very easy way of doing it, and that's why I like the kits too. Now if I were sprouting several at once, you could just go ahead and keep stacking. So there's another sprout, then you'd put another cover, etc. So that's why they give you the 3 sprouting trays and the 4 covers. So you have one for the base. So then when it's done the sprouting, and you'll know, I mean, of course the guide will tell you, but when these get to a point where they're actually growing up and they're, I'd say, a little bit shorter than what this is right now, they're all going to be white. They don't turn green when they're sprouting. The only way you can get them green is by placing them in the sun. So after the sprouting period is over, uncover them and put them in a windowsill or in front of your slider or even out on your deck. You're going to want to let the sun in, create the photosynthesis, make it green, get all that chlorophyll going on. That's exactly what you want your sprouts to look like. So then when they're at this point, there's still, I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but there's still all these little tiny seed cases on them. So what we need to do is soak them and get those off. So let's go ahead and do that. We have our bowl, and this is what the sprouts look like. Isn't that neat? No dirt required. So I break them apart, and I can already see some of the casings coming out. I also see a lot of seeds still in the bin, so those were ones that just didn't sprout. And I'll show you that. So there's some left over. That's okay. You can just wash those away. So when we get these in, we're going to go ahead and cover them with our water. Oh, need a little bit more water. Be right back. So what I do is just go ahead and put my hand in there and just kind of gently move them around. I don't know if you can see, but there's already some shell casings floating on the top. And that's what we want. They should float up to the top. And it's not that they're bad to eat, it's only to help with fermentation. You don't want something in your container of sprouts that are going to actually make them go bad quickly. So getting the seed casings off helps with that. Okay, so these are pretty clean now. You can see that they're pretty good, pretty white and green. So I'm just going to take a strainer and go ahead and strain those off. And that's all you have to do for this step. I'll go ahead and finish this and come right back. Okay, so I've finished skimming off all the casings from the top of the water, and I've gone ahead and just pulled them out of the bowl. And then I put them right on this dish towel and give them a gentle pat. You can use paper towels, and I've even seen some people use salad spinners. But for me, the salad spinner, those small holes, these get stuck in. So we don't want that. Then I'm just going to go ahead and put them in my airtight container, which for me is a plastic baggie. You can also use mason jars. You can also use an airtight Tupperware or something like that. But you want to make sure that the air is out of it. So go ahead and seal this up. Now another step you're going to want to do on a daily basis, once you have them in your container, is to go ahead and rinse them once a day. You're going to want to keep that moisture in there, because if not, they tend to shrivel up and get really dry like fresh mown grass when you see all the cuttings on the side and how it turns brown. That's what this will do. So you definitely want to make sure you rinse them at least once a day. One of my favorite ways to eat sprouts is in a pita pocket. So I take some vine-ripe tomatoes, some beautiful bell peppers, and sprouts. And there you have a very high vibrational lunch. I hope you enjoyed today's content. Please click the subscribe button below, and also check out the links for the sprouting kit and the sprouting seeds. Until next time, love and light.